This is Goichi. Welcome to the Doorway to the World. Today's doorway is a brief history of Christianity, episode 4. The Middle Age begins. Well, fall of Western Roman Empire in the 5th century that marked the beginning of the Middle Age, also known as medieval period. Well, this Middle Age spans for about 1,000 years, very long time. And we're going to divide this into 3 periods. The first one is early Middle Age. And the second one is called High Middle Age. Maybe most people associate Middle Age with this second, the middle one, the High Middle Age. And third period is called Late Middle Age, which leads to the modern period. This Middle Age is also known as the Dark Ages. And this was indeed Dark Age for the Christianity too. Well, this fall of the Western Roman Empire triggered separation of the churches into 2 divisions or 2 groups. One's called Eastern churches and one is the Western churches. We discussed about that in a previous episode. Well, this Eastern Church, the Emperor of Eastern Rome, which is in the Byzantine Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, and he also resides as the Pope, the head of the church. Well, the Western Church, on the other hand, the Pope and emperors are different, and the Pope resides in Rome. The thing is, at this point, after the fall of the Roman Empire, there was no emperor to support the Western Church. That was a big problem. You see, Western Church needed to find new benefactor or new support because of the church's official stance was to deal with spiritual matters of the people, not worldly matters such as politics and so on. But, of course, they needed all those worldly wealth and protection power, such as armies, to support them. You see, these worldly powers needed to help them establish themselves. And while Roman Empire was there, that empire was their benefactor, their support to provide the finance and this military forces. But this Roman Empire is no more. Big problem for Western churches. So what happened? This is what happened. They started to look for the new benefactor among those newly arrived pagan Germanic migrants who were quickly establishing the kingdoms in Europe. The problem is the church could not have the pagans to be benefactor or support for them. So, what did they do? They decided to evangelize, preach the gospel, convert them into Christianity. So, church began evangelism. Send the evangelists, spread the gospel, trying to convert those pagan German migrants. Well, difficulty was they had a different languages, different cultures. You see, as you see, I'm Japanese. I know how difficult it is if you speak different language or come from different culture to understand, particularly something spiritual as religion and faith. The communication was very difficult. The solution they came up was the use of icon. Icon is a religious pictures. You see, a picture speaks 1,000 words. And this icon, they started to show Christ, believe, heaven. Show that in picture, people could understand. Yeah. The problem was the use of icon was forbidden in the Christian teaching of that time. And they had a little dilemma, isn't it? We cannot use this, but we need to use this to spread the gospel, to convert those pagans into the Christianity. So, the desperate Western churches decided to use the icons to evangelize those Germanic people. And guess what? It was great success. People came to know the Lord. Well, the thing was, do you remember the other group, the Eastern Church? Well, they had pride in their beliefs in true traditional original Christianity, which forbade use of icons. And they saw the Western Church and said, goodness me, you guys using icons, which is forbidden. What are you doing? You see, big dispute. Western Church said, we have no choice. We need to use this to get them converted. And they said, well, that's not true Christianity, says the Eastern churches. And a big argument. The conflict came. And with that, of course, one thing led to another. They started pointing out the differences, each other's differences, their beliefs and their theology and doctrines, such as things like communion, the baptism, the celibacy of clergy, then even about trinities. They find out they are different, they've got different beliefs and different understandings, and they started pointing out, they say, we are right, you are wrong, we are right, you are wrong. Things went so bad, they even excommunicated each other. And this was called separation of East and West, or known as Great Schism. Officially happened in 1054. Now, Western Church, Eastern Church, they're totally separated. And the Western Church called themselves Roman Catholic Church. The Catholic Church. Catholic means for everybody. And Eastern Church called themselves Eastern Orthodox Church. Orthodox means true to the original. So this was the beginning of Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church in Europe. This was the beginning of Middle Age Christianity. We're going to talk about the rise of Roman Catholic Church, how they found their benefactors, and how they developed into the position of authority in next episode. Until then, God bless. Goodbye.